Hello. Normally I go on to my other account, Shelby J Dove, but today I'm going on this one, then I'm going to share it to the other account. Uh, if you want, um, you can go to my other account, or you can, I think I shared all of the videos I've been doing for the past, I guess 2 or 3 weeks. So you can go and look at them from there. Today we're in Isaiah chapter 45, and it's called Justice and Strength. Thus says Adonai to Koresh, that's Cyrus, his anointed, whose right hand he has grasped, so that he subdues nations before him and strips kings of their robes, so that doors open in front of him and no gates are barred. Now this is talking about a king that's a pagan king. This is talking about a king that worshipped idols. God called him his servant, and God used this king to conquer nations, including Babylon, so that the Israelis, the children of Israel, could go back to their homeland, which is Israel. I will go ahead of you, leveling the hills, shattering the bronze gates, smashing the iron bars. Now he's going to go ahead of Cyrus, or as it says in this version, Koresh. It will make the conquering that he does easier. See, when God calls you as his servant, he'll make a way. He'll make sure everything is leveled out. He'll make sure everything is in plan. Does that mean there will be no opposition? Absolutely not. Because I'm going to tell you, the God that if God sends you forth, the devil's going to be there. He's going to put some stumbling blocks in front of you. He's going to try to put some brick walls up there. But guess what? God can knock those walls down. God can move those stumbling blocks. God can make those stumbling blocks from stumbling blocks into stepping stones. I will give you treasure. Hoard it in the dark. Secret riches hidden away. He's going to give him some riches that people done got by stealing them. By, uh, well, by a dishonest methods. So that you will know that I, Adonai, calling you by your name, am the God of Israel. He's been called. Because this is, if you go into enduring word uh, by Mr. Zurich, I can't remember his name. I think I said that wrong, but he gives an explanation teaching on these things, and he says that God called this king 200 years before this king was born. So this was prophesied by Isaiah, or in the Bible I'm using, his name is Yeshayahu, 200 years before this king was even born. So he was already called out as a servant to do God's bidding, even though God knew before he called him that he was a pagan god, that he was a pagan king. In other words, that he was a king that worshipped pagan idols, false gods. It is for the sake of Jacob, my servant, yea, for Israel, my elect, that I call you by your name and give you a title, although you don't know me. See, what is the point here so far up to just now? God can use anyone, even those that are not worshiping him, even though they are not serving him. He sets kings up and he takes them down. He sets authority up and puts them down. It doesn't say that he only sets up those who are serving him. It doesn't say that he only puts down those who are not serving him. He puts up those that he chooses for his bidding and for his will. He has set up evil kings. He also has set up righteous kings. And when I say kings, I'm talking about any type of government. The authority in that country, they are there because God has either set them up or has allowed them to be there. They're either there for his will to do his bidding, or they're there because the country is worshiping him, is righteous, or because that nation has wicked and evil. So if you are having trouble in your country, stop to think about what kind of country or nation it is. Is it a nation of righteous people worshiping and serving God? And I know not everybody in the country is going to be righteous, but is that nation as a whole more righteous than it is wicked and evil? Has there been more following of God than not in that country? If your country has gone through trouble and issues, think about it. Because there's no king, no president, no prime minister that's set up that is not either set up by God, by Yahweh, or is permitted to be there by Yahweh. And it's usually based on whether the country or that nation is righteous before God or wicked before God. Besides me, there is no God. Look at this. I am Adonai. There is no other. Beside me, there is no God. I am arming you, although you don't know me. See, this king had no idea who Adonai was, but he's used for a purpose, for a reason, so that those from the east and those from the west will know that there is none beside me. I am Adonai, there is no other. I form light, I create darkness. I make well-being, I create woe. I, Adonai, do all these things. Here it is. Adonai saying, I'm the one who has created everything. There is no other God before me. There is no God after me. I am the only God there is. No God, no pagan God, no idols has ever created anything. They couldn't even create themselves. They created absolutely nothing. Man's hands had to carve those false gods by wood, by metal, and whatever. Those false gods were the product of man's imagination. But Adonai created man. Man did not create the Adonai. Heavens above rain down justice. Let the clouds pour it down. Let the earth open. So that salvation springs up and justice sprouts with it. I, Adonai, have created it. Pours down justice. Now here's the thing, justice for the righteous? Amen. Justice for the wicked? Woe is them. Woe to anyone who argues with his maker, like potsherds lying on the ground. Does the clay ask a potter, what are you doing? Or what's this you're making that has no hands? Woe to him who asks a father, of what are you the father? Or who asks a woman, to what are you giving birth? In other words, why are you demanding answers from God? Why are you questioning God on things that you shouldn't be questioning Him on? Faith, it's okay. This does not mean don't ask questions when you don't understand. These are questions are demanding. Why are you doing this? It's demanding as if though you have a right to demand answers. We